there are some books that you just have trouble finding good things to say about. Like, because you love it so much, you just want to scream, "Go read this book! Don't stay here any longer! Go read it! Go read it!"
A few years ago, a book-obsessed girl's mother said,
"You know, pretty soon they'll stop printing books altogether and the world will be overtaken by Kindles."
This girl, terrified by the prospect, took to Amazon to buy a physical copy of all her favorite books. The result? A bookshelf filled with the best books ever written, most of which without a single crack in the backing. Unacceptable? Absolutely. Thus begins a year-long mission to read and review every single one in alphabetical order. Is she crazy? Probably. This is the Favorite Book Project 2015.
This is Tom Sawyer by Samuel L. Clemens, more commonly known by his pen name of Mark Twain. This book has been highly loved by people for a very, very, very long time. It's been made into 18 films, a play, and a ballet. My favorite film, just gonna go off on a little editorial right now, my favorite film is actually the Disney version that they did in the 90s. I think it was the 90s. It doesn't follow the book exactly or anything, but the spirit and the whimsy of the book is very much there, and it makes me happy. So that's my movie recommendation for the day. There's also been Canadian rock songs made about Tom Sawyer. There is a island of fun at Disney World. If you haven't been on Tom Sawyer's awesome island and just ran around on it, it'll make you feel like a tiny kid all over again. It is so much fun. Basically, I love every single thing about Tom Sawyer. There were 2 sequels to Tom Sawyer. One was Tom Sawyer Abroad and Tom Sawyer Detective. Neither of those are as much liked as the original, mostly because they take place in a place outside of where Tom Sawyer was in the original book. And I find this so funny that sequels do this. They continually take the characters out of their natural environment and just do crazy, crazy things with them. I don't understand, because most of the time the environment is part of what makes the book so good. Oh my word, editor, I just have to talk to you.
Hello, G.B. Rowling. How are you today?
I have a new sequel for my Wandbearer series.
You mean the one that takes place in a magical castle filled with plot conveniences, like the convenient secret rooms or the conveniently moronic teachers? Oh, that's wonderful! I'm so glad to hear it. More money for us. Do tell me about it.
Well, it's set in Poland.
Poland? Oh, okay. Do they fight evil wand-bearers in Poland?
No, mess around, see the sights, and then aliens.
Aliens? Why are there aliens in Poland?
They're coming to steal the world's supply of Argyle sweaters, and the Wandbearers must save the world.
Well, okay, it's a sequel. People will buy anything these days.
Alright, sounds good. Oh, and one more thing. The book, you know the main character of the last few books, the guy with the glasses, it doesn't really focus on him.
What's that?
It's about Beth.
Oh, good! I love him, and so does everyone else.
Grandfather.
Beth's grandfather? But we haven't even had a single line from him. He's only been mentioned in passing. Okay, well, we'll publish it. Bye.
And you may be like, well, we only saw that 2 times. We saw it first with 101 Dalmatians, and then now we're seeing it again in Tom Sawyer. Well, I'm just here to tell you I've already done some research on some upcoming books that I have, and they do the same thing. So stay tuned for those strange flukes. I still don't get it. Anyway, there's also another sequel that Mark Twain may be even better known for. That would be The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. I have read it several times, and I have to say personally, I'm not as big of a fan of Huckleberry Finn. If you are, good for you. The story of Tom Sawyer takes place in this cute little Midwestern town where you've got kind of, it's not small, but it's not big either, and you get to know some of the characters in the town. They are adorable, but they're not like overly cliched characters. They're very, I don't know, they're very real. That's one of the things I like about this book, is it's real. And you talk, and it's basically kind of a conglomeration of these little snippets of their life as seen through the eyes of Tom Sawyer. The funniest parts to me are the parts where they are talking about the kind of posturing that they do to make their town seem more important and the people in it seem more important. For instance, like the long prayers in church, and then you have, like, when they have these poetry readings and all the young women get up and read their poetry, and it's just like all the other cliched poetry in the world, that they think that it's the best poetry, you know. And so it's so much fun. And when you have these little, like, vignettes, and then you have kind of the storyline that's holding these little pieces together is this murder mystery. And Tom has witnessed this murder, and he has to decide whether he's going to tell and kind of risk his own life for the person who's being falsely accused of it, or is he going to just kind of let the person who's been falsely accused take the blame for it. And so you kind of have this conflict, but it's not too much of a conflict because he's like a 10-year-old boy, and so he gets easily distracted. I had never actually read this book on paper in a actual book form because I would read it on audiobook. Since I was about 12, I found this free audiobook, and I would just listen to it over and over and over again, and I loved it. But the great thing about reading it in book form is that at the very beginning, I did not know this, there's a preface, and Mark Twain says that this stuff was based on his actual childhood. Like, there was a real, like, he says he put 3 different people that he knew together to make Tom Sawyer, and Huckleberry Finn was an actual real person that he knew. And that makes so much sense because, as I said before, this book seems so real. It touches me in like a very real place. This is how I remember my childhood. For one thing, Tom has he gets very easily depressed. Like, if something bad happens, it's the worst thing ever. Oh, he's gonna, like, die because of this, and it's just gonna be terrible, and people are gonna be so sad that they drove him to this. And then like, something good happens, and so then he's on the top of the world, and everything's wonderful, and then, oh, something bad happens again, and oh, I'm gonna die now. Like, it's just this constant roller coaster, and that's the way I remember being a kid being. He's also, like, very fidgety, and he has extremely short attention span, and that's reflected in the book because like I said, there's this murder mystery, but it's not all about the murder mystery. Like, he gets distracted very easily, and it's just really fun. The other thing is that Tom Sawyer lives the childhood that I wanted to live. I was a very adventurous kind of child, but because, you know, I live in suburban America, there's no place to go, you know, discover haunted houses, and there's no places to go dig for treasure or any of those kind of things. And so Tom Sawyer was kind of the kid who I wanted to be, and so I would read about him and, like, admire his guts. And, like, there's one point where he runs away for like an entire weekend. Nobody knows where he is, and I wanted to do things like that, but this is what kind of more it ended up being. Are you tired of being oppressed by parents who have decided that you can only have one dessert a day or can only watch 1 hour of TV a day? Well, I'm here to tell you how to run away from home. First, you need to take all of the clothes for your dolls. Then, of course, you need to take your doll. And don't forget a nice looking fan like this. A little teapot that can't hold anything. Yes, you need that. And another doll. Make sure you get all your dolls. And oh, this is a necklace. But it's all white, so it looks like marshmallows. So I would suggest taking this so you can pretend that they're marshmallows and eat them. And here is a table so that you can have a table to eat your fake marshmallows on. And paper dolls. Alright, here they are. They're all paper dolls. Alright, and now we're ready to run away from home! Honestly, I think the best books are the ones that you have a lot to say about, but at the same time, not as much. Like, I'm gushing over this book, but I can't tell you why it's such a good book. Like, I can't say, oh, the language is beautiful, and oh, he did this and that and that and this. I can't pinpoint it because I just enjoy it so much. I'm too busy wanting to be in this book. I want to be with Tom. I want to go and raft down the Mississippi River with Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. That's just something that I want to do and that I've wanted to do for years. And so, if you would love to travel back into the quintessential, probably not as realistic as you wish it would be, but kind of like the ideal childhood that every kid kind of wishes they had, at least I assume it's most children wish they had, then this is the book for you. You're going to love this book as much as I did. And so, I hope you enjoy it. Go read it. Go. Why are you here? Go. Hey guys, just chilling out for this week's Talking Points. Honestly, I wasn't really going to have one, but while I was editing the video, I was realizing that even though I cannot pinpoint specifically why this book works so well, other than, like, it's just amazing and witty and fun and real, you know, I just love it. I can't see past the love, so you guys, please tell me, why do you think this book works so well? Do you think there are things that don't work so well, maybe? Just let me know. Tell me. Tell me what you think of it. And help me review it, I guess. But I also have another question leading off of that. Are there any books that you have trouble, like, seeing flaws in, or seeing even, like, the really good parts of it, like picking it apart a little bit, just because you love it so much? Tell me about those books too, because I would love to know about them and maybe read them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and what are you waiting for? Go read Tom Sawyer! Go read!